For update on sports stories across the globe, AB Nyomo joins us. Good morning, AB. Morning, AB.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Aya. Good morning, Rufai. And I hope you're having a good day. Good morning to our viewers out there. And we'll just quickly move through our stories for today. Biggest one, Nigeria's hopes of returning to contention for the 2026 FIFA World Cup may have suffered a major setback after FIFA listed DR Congo among the 6 teams qualified for the Intercontinental Playoff Tournament. FIFA announced that Bolivia, DR Congo, Iraq, Jamaica, New Caledonia, and Suriname will compete in the mini-tournament scheduled for March 26 to 31, with the final 2 World Cup slots at stake. The confirmation contained in a statement sent to journalists applying for accreditation for the mini-tournament strongly suggests that Nigeria's protest challenging DR Congo's eligibility has either failed or been dismissed. Well, we'll see how that goes. And away from that, the chairman of the National Sports Commission says patience is needed in resolving the leadership crisis within the Nigerian Basketball Federation to ensure players are not affected. A dispute over the NBBF board's tenure has intensified, with some stakeholders claiming the board's mandate expired in January, while the Musa Kida-led board maintains it runs until October. Shehu Diko, who is the chairman, says the commission will wait for a decision from World Basketball Governing Body FIBA before making any action, warning that interference could lead to sanctions. Let's take a quick listen to him.
The issue is about whether the election should be held January 31st, or whether it should be October 6th. But we all know that there were issues before, in 2022, where Nigeria said they will be pulled out from basketball, the disruption in the system and everything. Some issues that happened very wrongly. But at the end of the day, the minister then was able to realize the issues, and by October 6th, he came back, inaugurated the board, and everything was working fine. And now, some stakeholders wrote to us, meetings were held trying to get solution. It didn't happen, and they went and wrote to FIBA now. And FIBA now, to my understanding, have also wrote to the board to ask for clarification. So, since the matter is in the purview of the international body that are supposed to be the arbiters at the end of the day that will take the final decision. So why don't everybody come down and keep supporting the process and keep supporting our girls, our boys to do the work they have to do and get the league working and wait for the decision of FIBA. So whatever we will do, we have to work in collaboration with the FIBA international body. And since we have found out some of the stakeholders have petitioned, FIBA have asked the board to answer. So everybody needs to calm down. At some point, whatever decision will be taken will be a collaborative decision, maybe with the FIBA Commission and maybe NOC for the good of the sport and whatever it is. So, but we can't just come and decide to do what like they used to do before. Say, oh, we have disbanded this, we have disbanded that. No, the law of the commission, Nigerian law gives that kind of possibilities. But we should also respect the international rules because we still want to play the international game. Even now we double into it and Nigeria are banned from participating at the World Cup. What happened?
Well, now to the Premier League. Bukayo Saka scored early in the first half, and Arsenal held on to beat Brighton 1-0 and extend their lead over Manchester City at the top of the table to 7 points. Brighton were the superior side for long periods, but Bukayo Saka's deflected early strike proved enough to give Arteta's side a priceless triumph, especially with Manchester City being held to a 2-2 draw at home by struggling Nottingham Forest. Meanwhile, substitute William Osula scored a superb late winner as 10-man Newcastle United inflicted Michael Carrick's first defeat as Manchester United manager. Elsewhere, Chelsea came from behind to defeat Aston Villa 4-1 at the Villa Park. Fulham, however, suffered a narrow 1-0 home defeat to West Ham United, with Nigerian trio of Alex Iwobi, Calvin Bassey, and Samuel Chukwueze featuring for the host. And move away from England to Spain, Real Sociedad have reached the Copa del Rey final after the 1-0 win over rivals Athletic Bilbao in the second leg of their semi-final. Michael Oyarzabal scored a late penalty to seal the victory and sent Sociedad through. They will now face Atletico Madrid in the final after Diego Simeone's side advanced by 4-3, aggregate win against Barcelona in the semi-final second leg. And finally, UEFA has banned Galatasaray fans from attending their away UEFA Champions League match against Liverpool later this month after crowd trouble in their previous game. Supporters threw objects and lit fireworks during the second leg of their last 16 playoff against Juventus in Turin. Although Galatasaray lost 3-2 on the night, they advanced 7-5 on aggregate and will host Liverpool in Istanbul before the return leg at Anfield on 18th of March. UEFA has also fined a Turkish club 40,000 euros. But that's all from you in sports today.
Okay. So at least, can we start preparing for the next World Cup if we are not going to this one now? At least the matter is settled. And what's his name now? Mr. Diko, that was very triumphant, is that, our lawyers are working until we have it. Like I told him, you can't use backdoor to collect what Congo has already collected. If we really needed it so much, you should have beaten them in that playoffs and be able to get a chance to qualify. So maybe they will build football, maybe they will not build it, but it will be known that under this administration, we didn't go to World Cup.
All right, yeah, I don't know. You are saying me. We are not going. Stop keeping hope alive and letting Nigerians keep dreaming. It's because of you that people are still saying, permutation, okay, if they will now do this. We are not going. Let us count our losses. I'm laughing, but it's very sad. Let's count our losses and move on. I begin to see how, in the interim, we can fix our football federation and ensure that what stopped Nigeria from being represented at the World Cup again this year wouldn't be the same case again for the next time. So let's stop saying me. We're not going. I think we've held onto hope for too long. But the other thing I was going to say is that Manchester City have a game in hand. And so whilst they're 7 points ahead, Arsenal is still top of the league, but they have to guard that very closely if they will emerge as winners of this EPL.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, Arsenal looks good for the trophy with the way they are going. I hope they will sustain it. Manchester United, well, losing to Newcastle. Michael Carrick, he's done very well.
Yeah.
That's his first loss since he took over Manchester United. But concerned about Anthony Joshua, he's still going through a rib therapy. He was supposed to fight in March. That has gone now. It won't happen. And then again fight in August. But his manager is saying, well, he probably wouldn't get into the ring the whole of this year. The Nigerian Boxing Federation is having Boxing Week. They started on Monday, it ends on Friday, to select just 10 persons out of about 158 for the Commonwealth Games 2026. But the more important story is that they honored Ogambasi. And I think that that's an honor well deserved for a man who inspired generations of Nigerian boxers. Thank you very much, Ebi Yomo.